Welcome to the show where man takes on nature. This is the world of ski mountaineering. This is the first show of Skimo. No risks, no regrets. Last season ended with the happy faces of Michele Boscacci and Axel Mollaret. Since then, a legend has decided to hang up her skis. While some other athletes are just taking a break, the World Cup 2019 is the most open it has ever been. The hunt for trophies is officially on. Yeah! The first venue on the World Cup calendar is Bischofshofen, Austria. The first of many splendid resorts this season. From the traditional Font Blanca to the splendid Madonna di Campiglio. From the Super Devolui to the Little Descentes, all the way to Beidehu in China. And that's without forgetting the World Championship in Villars-sur-Holon. A thick blanket of snow covered the 2,941 meters of the Hochkönig mountain, and also the town that every year hosts the last stage of the historic Four Hills ski jumping tournament. Bischofshofen literally means the court of the bishop, but it's also the home of a person who became a man and an athlete in these mountains.
Hello everybody. I live here in Bischofshofen. It's over there. It's the perfect village for ski mountaineering because we have really high and good mountains here. Over there you can see the Großglockner. This is the highest peak in Austria with 3,800 meters. Next we have the Hochkönig. This is the area from the first Weltcup station in Bischofshofen and Mühlbach.
Here in Bischofshofen we make skimo races since 15 years. So we can say Bischofshofen is just a really important point in Austria for skimo race. We had several times the Austrian Championships here, and the last 2 years we had the Skimo Alpen Cup here. So for skimo race, it's a very important place. For tourists, it's also good because we have some really good tracks, not very difficult, but well prepared, like a ski area, but without skiers. So the next 3 days, the ski jumping area of Bischofshofen will be the main point of the ISMF World Cup. We have a perfect infrastructure here. We are near to the city, so it's very good for the spectators. And we were also able to make, in our mind, a nearly perfect individual track.
In front of 2,000 spectators, the elite skimo athletes challenged each other on the Außerleitner Hill in Bischofshofen, a sacred place for the ski jumping enthusiasts. There are a number of young athletes breaking into the sport and making a name for themselves. Leading the line for Germany is a 25-year-old from Berchtesgaden.
Most of the time I feel confident and I feel good because I do my training good, and when I do my training good, I'm confident, I'm bold for the race. Well, there is, for sure, I'm a bit afraid if something happens, but normally it works. And most of the time, I'm looking forward to the race. Hello together, my name is Anton Palzer, I'm 25 years old and I am from Berchtesgaden in Germany. In ski mountaineering, you go to the top, and it's a really great feeling when you train or when you have a competition, and you started from the bottom and you reach the top. It's a very special feeling, and also the skiing is so much fun. And to become a good ski mountaineer, you have to screw on so much points of your body. You have to become a very good skier, and also you need a very good engineering of your body to run fast. And well, in my opinion, ski mountaineering is one of the most beautiful sports in what you can do. I think I'm definitely not the best in the uphill, and I'm definitely not the best in the downhill, but my mix is good. I'm fast in the uphills, and I can push hard, and I'm also a good skier. So this mix is good for sometimes for a podium in the World Cup, sometimes not. It's always how your day is, how you feel, how you train the days before, and how rest is your body. You have always look on the bright side of life is my slogan, and when you feel good, you don't have to think about bad times, because now are good times, you are motivated, and you have to do a good race. When you say to yourself that you are fit, that you are in shape, and you train good, you can do a good race. When you are at the race and you say, oh fuck, 3 weeks ago I was sick, and I had fever or something else, you never will do a good race. You have to say to yourself, Anton, you are strong, you can fight for the victory, and then you have to push hard. Well, my sprint race was not the yellow from the egg, we say in Bavarian, and I had a good qualifying, and I started very good in the quarterfinal, but I had a mistake with my skins. I don't know if I was it by myself or other athlete. I put down the skin from my ski, and yeah, I had to stop and put again the skins on the ski. Lost a lot of time, and well, my sprint was after the quarterfinal finished, but it's no worry, because the season is young. It was the first race. My shape is extremely good, and now I'm looking forward to Sunday and to show my full power.
Anton's evening finished a little earlier than expected, but those who did make the final made it one to remember.
I had a strong start, as I always do.
I started really well, and I was quick over some sections.
We all started pretty fast. I tried to keep up with them, but they managed to put some distance between us.
I gave everything I had. I did well in the switches and in the walking parts.
In the walking parts, I didn't make any mistakes at the switch, and I recovered. In the final stages, we were all close, and we did a little mess with the sticks.
Then I made that small mistake that cost me the first place, as Ivan and Robert passed me.
I found the downhill section very hard, very icy, and tough to face.
If you'd asked me before the race, I would never have thought I would pass anyone on this kind of steep. But I did, and it got me in first place.
It's a pity because I could have won the race, but I'm still very happy about the overall third place.
Winner of the first World Cup race of the season is Robert Antonioli. The first sprint for the ladies took place on the same course as the men, in front of another huge crowd.
I start with Deborah first, more or less.
Manipulation were very good, and in the foot part, I have a lot of power.
I was fifth, I think, and then in the foot part, I take more positions and I get the third one.
I can go faster. It was fast at the beginning to the end.
Happy, but I did a little mistake in the top when I was first, so Deborah was super good. The downhill was a little bit hard, a little bit crazy, but she did a very good change and she was first, so congrats to her. And for me, I'm happy, but I hope to don't do any mistakes in the next World Cups.
Preparing for a season takes plenty of hard work and dedication. But for the overall World Cup winner, repeating that success is even harder.
Abbiamo iniziato la Coppa del Mondo e con me qua a Bischofshofen ho portato...
The World Cup has just started and now I've brought it back.
L'ho tenuta per un'estate.
After I won last year, they gave me the trophy and I kept it in my house for the whole summer. Now it's there for the taking, and I think that whoever wins it will have put in great effort into achieving such a goal.
Ha dato il massimo e il meglio di sé per poterla raggiungere. Ci siamo lasciati a Campiglio con questa sprint.
Last year, we finished the World Cup in Campiglio, where I was able to grab the first place after the sprint race and win the overall competition with one race left to spare. The next day I finished second, but it was an amazing feeling to win the World Cup for the second time. And this year it was even more special because it happened on home soil in front of my Italian fans.
Al pubblico di casa è una sensazione ancora più speciale.
Plan B had to be put in place as the Austrian resort was engulfed by snow. However, it provided the perfect scene for those who love to tread the peaks of the earth and be at one with nature.
You have to start skimo because skimo, like I said, it's not only a sport. You can go outside, you can be in the nature, you can be alone, you can reach every place where you can spend your time alone or with some friends. Skimo is funny. You can push in the uphills, you can push in the downhills. Skimo is quite easy. You go to a shop, buy skis, skins, and safety equipment, and then you can start. When the people are on the race, like on big races or so, you can hear the people crying, and this is really good for us, so we can give more than 100% sometimes, or you feel like you can go with 120%. So it's very important that a lot of people are on the track, but here it's a home race for me, so I know a lot of people on the track, but it's not always good because you want to give your best, and it's very special now for me because it's the first World Cup at home, and the target for Sunday, I hope to be on the podium. So I feel really strong. So I had the training now in the evening, and I think if I have a really good day, I can reach the podium. I think it's more than 10 years now, near 10 years. We started at the race, and Anton was very small. I was a little bit bigger. He's really strong, and for me, maybe it's an idol that he can win in every part of a skimo race.
The men had a 1,545-meter height difference to overcome, divided into 2 laps and 6 ascents.
Today's race was fantastic. We all started off pretty fast, and I pushed as hard as I could on the hills.
Today was a very tight race. We started really fast on the first hill. 3 of us left the others behind, Werner Marti, then myself and Tony Palser.
For me, I felt very good the whole race. I had only in the first round, I felt very strong. I could be in the first one.
At the end of the first lap in the sprint circuit, I took the lead and Marti was in second place, but the other Italians were right behind.
And in the middle part of the second, I had a little hard time.
I really like my downhills because I could ski exactly as I wanted, and I could catch the leaders, Michele Buscacci and Werner Marti. As always, those two all got away from me uphill, but I caught them in the downhill.
I had to grit my teeth because I saw Antonioli and Marti close behind me. Then I finally crossed the finish line first.
Buscacci stormed to victory over rival and teammate Antonioli, while Werner Marti finished third. As for the men, the track for the ladies' individual was not the original one intended because of all the fresh snow in the resort, but it was still a thrilling event. The weather was beautiful and the views incredible. And on top of this, there were some fast descents and energy-sapping climbs. All the ingredients were in place for a classic individual race.
The first part of the race was a long climb, and fortunately on this section, I was able to open up a big gap.
I feel very good in the uphill, and the first part I was second, and in the first downhill, Marianne and Alba passed me.
at each manipulation and each downhill, I can go further.
The final section was extremely technical, with lots of changes of terrain, some walking sections, and I lost some time in that final section. So it was good for me that the first part was much longer.
The last sprint, it was the battle with Claudia, Galicia, Kotrina, and then I can take the second place, but I am very happy with the third place.
The French star Mollaret won the first individual race of the season. Galicia Kotrina was second and Faton third. In recent seasons, she was a fierce rival of Axel Mollaret, following a career that saw her win 8 overall World Cup skiing mountaineering titles. This summer, Laetitia Roux decided it was time to retire from the sport.
When an athlete like Laetitia retires after so many successful years of racing, it's always kind of bittersweet. She was an important figure for the Italian ski scene, and for most of our female athletes, she was a source of great inspiration that motivated them to get better every day and achieve the best results.
Per motivarsi a raggiungere determinati obiettivi.
Laetitia Roux is definitely the best skimo girl in the world. I don't know how much victories she had, about 100 World Cup victories, 7 big globes in the overall World Cup.
I think that the World Cup needs a girl like Laetitia Roux, and I met Laetitia Roux the first time when I spoke with her, I think 3 or 4 years ago at the World Champs. And she's also quite an idol for me because she was so strong in the last more than in the last 10 years, and she had always fun in skimo, and yeah, Laetitia is, I think we will miss her all. I will say to her that she has to come back to the World Cup, or maybe she has to be a coach in a French team. For the young guys, I think she's really good, or for the young girls. And yeah, I hope that we don't lose her in the World Cup, so that she come back, maybe as a coach or something else.
Robert Antonioli leads the overall standings after 2 events on 180 points, followed closely by teammate Michele Boscacci. Marianne Faton is the surprise leader of the ladies' standings, with Galicia Kotrina second and Mollaret third. The World Cup shifts into second gear next week as the athletes move to Formblanca and Dora for another weekend of ski mountaineering. A second individual will be held, as well as the first vertical of the season. Join us next week.